Hello everybody, it's been a while and today you join me in another video in Haymond. Now this line isn't actually open yet and I do apologise about that. I've had lots and lots of time to open it and most of the stations you see are well over a year old and I've been working on for quite a while. So honestly I don't really have an excuse for not having this open yet, but the point is it's nearly open and it's almost ready, just requires some signalling and accessibility for all the passengers. But I thought I may as well share you it now before it actually opens and then make another video when I do actually open it. So, welcome to the introduction of HayLink, the nearest railway line to be added to Haymond. Now despite the very unfinished state of Haymond, I thought I'll give you a little bit of a visualizer here to see where the line goes. So this is the very south of the park, which I'm planning to either be called Haymond South or name it something else. We'll have to depend on what I think about that and what I think is a more suitable name. The line basically just moves in a dead straight line up the map to where we look at here, where you find Marley Street. This has an interchange with the DLR or whatever this will be called. Probably not the DLR because obviously there's no Docklands here. The line then moves further up to Haymond Central, which we see just behind the main tower block here, and then if we move further along into the city up through the north, underneath Haymond Central, we come up to where the line terminates, which is right at the top of the city in almost the outer suburbs over here, and we also do not have a name for this place yet. So as you can see, Haymond is very, very unfinished, but there's a lot of potential, and all the stations on this route are finished and essentially almost ready to be opened. Anyways, you join me here at the south of the line at the bottom of the park here. As you can see, this is quite close to where we did the last video in Haymond. There's Merton Moor Central over there, there's Lancaster Square, so it's all quite close around. But over here, this is unnamed. I'll probably name this Haymond South, although that was a very, very, very boring name, so I'll have to come up with something slightly better than that. And this is basically based on the old King's Cross station. As you can see, you've got the trains below. It's really quite a cool little spot. I mean, it's not very detailed at the moment, but I'm sure it will be in the future. Now, despite being based on old King's Cross Thameslink, the interior is more reminiscent of modern stations such as City Thameslink and even King's Cross and Pancras Thameslink, because I kind of just prefer the interiors and concourses of these stations. So yeah, it's got quite a nice design. I think it's quite an interesting place. Anyway, shall we move down to the platforms? Once you're down to the platforms, it's actually very open. You've got this big massive red roof, very similar to the one at King's Cross, as well as these shelters on the other side and the big brick walls. This is kind of my own little area here. This is not really based on anything. I kind of just made this up myself. Anyways, we could now hop on a train and take this to our next stop, which will be Marley Street. And here we are, arriving into Marley Street. I don't think we'll be stopping here, so I'll get out myself. Now, Marley Street is essentially a one-to-one copy of City Thameslink station on the Thameslink network inside of London. Obviously, this is not Thameslink, this is HayLink. Obviously, as you can see, the stops are very close together, because that is literally Haymond Central just down the line. I'm pretty sure the trains are quite close together as well. You'll see that one leave, and another one will arrive right now, yeah, as you can see. But that's good, you want that. And it's like that throughout the whole line, so that's a good thing. Anyways, I believe it's time to move on to the behemoth that is Haymond Central, and look at how the HayLink network interchanges with the already chaos that is happening on the top here. So if we come around the back of Haymond Central here, where all the viaducts crisscross over this road here, which is covered in rubbish, which I should probably clean up, but hey ho. If we come around back here, there is a little back entrance here, which leads into this almost underground like shopping area, which is quite similar to what I based off of in London Bridge. It's quite a nice spot actually, and this is incredibly popular with guests. They love this place. These escalators here, these lead down towards the underground, but we're not going to go down here because we're not doing the underground today. We're doing HayLink, and HayLink is down this way, as you can kind of tell by the porthole lights that is seen across the rest of the network, and also the walls. These are quite on brand, aren't they? So I've kept everything with quite a similar feel, just to make the whole line feel almost like it was built by the same people, which makes sense. This is obviously based on some Pancras Thameslink, which, you know, bears quite a lot of similarities to. But one thing which I'm really, really proud of this at this station is the amount of interchanging there is. Let me show you, let me demonstrate. So, for instance, there are so many different ways to get down from get down to these platforms to other platforms or to the concourse. If we want to switch platforms, it's simply to just go up here, around this way, through the very dimly lit corridor, but this is because it's only just below street level, and onto the other platform, which is fantastic. However, there's another corridor here, which if we take down will lead us down into the underground corridor, which you find at the bottom of the escalator here. There is also another passageway here, which leads back up here onto this intersecting bit, and this leads onto the main platform here, where you can find, you know, the other platform. And then coming out of the tunnel, you will find us coming towards our final stop, right at the north of the park, which also does not have a name. So as you can see, I was really pushing on the boundaries here. This is the furthest I can build, and to get the trains to turn around, they actually momentarily do go outside of the plot, which I find very funny. At least they do on this line. But it's a very tight turnaround, and what's good is you can't really notice it. The trains kind of just disappear through the footbridge, and then another one seems to come at exactly the same time, which is a massive coincidence. Anyways, this station is more reminiscent of the older, more original style stations, which weren't made when Thameslink came along. More kind of the ones which were converted into Thameslink stations, similar to the ones you find around South London, say like Tooting for example. I largely based this one off of Tooting, but also made my own changes, like the footbridge is kind of more original, as well as the shelters. It's kind of an original design, this station. Quite happy with the fences at the end here. It's a nice place, and also you've got these express platforms here, where there are express trains which pass by, and I've based these kind of off Grand Central with the orange and black livery. But you do get a good spot, and I like how it's just in this big open trench. It's very photogenic, you could say. So yeah, that's basically all of HayLink. There's still more to come. I still need to fully signal the whole thing. As you can see here, I have laid the groundwork for signalling. I just need to get that working, get some signs in place, name all the stations, get all the assets, but that won't take me long, and once that's done, this line will be free to open. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Goodbye.